Hello and welcome to another edition of City Skylines. As you can see, I've got a blank map in front of me. It is not by my choice, but the company that makes this game came out with an update in preparation for an expansion pack add-on that will add snow and snow plows and different energy management requirements to keep your city, to keep the houses heated and things like that, which I really am not all that interested in. But anyways, this update in preparation for that expansion is incompatible with several of the user community's modifications of the game, including at least one modification that I was using in my other city, so that city will no longer load. And I got this game through Steam, which is very convenient because it automatically keeps your game up to date. So by the time I realized that this update would kill my city was already dead. But it's like, some people on the forums are, they're ranting and raving, but it's a game. And my other city, even though I had 438,000 people, I wasn't really happy with it. I hadn't designed it very well. So anyways, I'm going to start over. And I figure this will give me a chance to document a city from the beginning, just straight from the ground up. Let's make us a city. But, so this is just going to be a quick little video as I start my city. I am using some modifications. This may just be a test city to see which modifications work or will not work. We will find out. And at the moment, I'm just going to start a little thing. We're going to... What are we going to do? It looks like I have woods over here. One of the things I don't like about this game, you can see your natural resources, but not at the beginning. It's like you have to hit certain population levels before you get certain things. And one of the things you cannot see is where all your natural resources are, so that you can put specialized industry. But anyways, I assume this is going to be a forestry area. So we will put industry over there. We will work our residential along the coast. Now, one of the modifications, which appears to no longer work, is one that will give you all 25 squares at the beginning. Here I just have this one little square I can build in, and I have to buy additional squares as I go. But it doesn't really matter, I guess. Anyways, let me just build a quick little area here. We will start out. I kind of like these things symmetrical, although I don't think I can do this one short enough. Yeah, see, that's going to add at least 2 more squares. I'll tell you what. And see, I hate doing this because you have limited funds. You start out with like $70,000 and that's it. But this guy's got 5. That includes that, so I think that should be about right. And let us go, let's say 5, 90 degrees, and 5. Then let's put a straight line of 3. And let's go 5, 90 degrees, and 5. And let's start this way, because often, even when these show the same, there are like variations. And what did I go? 3 straight? And back to 5. 5. And then we just put a straight. Now we just have to get all the roads running the right direction. There we go. Okay, that gives me a little roundabout there for traffic control. And we will put industry off over here. Oh great, I should have done 4. See, now this isn't going to be symmetrical. Oh well. So we will put industry over here, residential over here, and commercial up here. Now, before I run out of money, and I have done this before, build a power plant. There's nothing worse than running roads all over the place. Then it's like, oh, I need electricity. Sorry, you can't have electricity. You gotta sit in the dark until you get some more tax money. I am playing with modifications that do not make you run electric lines and water pipes all over the place. Now, our input, our water input, and our sewage output, the sewage output must be downstream, or else your people just drink their own poop and die. It doesn't look like we have a lot of... See, these arrows tell you what your current is. It looks like we don't have a lot of current along the coast. So we will probably want to be moving those as we unlock other areas of the map. Okay, anyways, we have electricity, we have water. This, even though we don't have to run water pipes all over the place, you have to put a section of water pipe, whatever, okay. But it beats having to run water pipes all the way over here and then run electricity, excuse me, from here all the way to both of those. Especially at the opening of the game where you have very limited funds. It saves a lot of money, and it just, when your city's big, you spend a lot of time just running electricity and water to all the houses. It's like you're supposed to be the king. You know, the king doesn't do that kind of stuff. But anyways, we're just going to slap down a few roads. At the beginning, you don't have to make anything too fancy, because you will be bulldozing it as your city gets bigger. Because a good city, you aren't just adding to what you've already done. Like, see, I'm going to have residents right over here because I'm not going to spend to build a road to move them way out here. But eventually, everything along here will be industry, because you want your industry by the highway. You want commercial as a buffer between industry and residents, and then you want your residents. So these residences here will all be eventually bulldozed to make room for factories. But for the time being, this run this out here ways. Take a smaller road. Build out here. Let's connect that to there. And that looks good enough for now. Add that up a little more. We're down to $17,000. Let us zone some areas. Yellow is industrial. Now I don't want to zone all the way up to the roundabout, because I found if you put buildings here right up on this street, it's like if I put industrial there, trucks are going to be coming in and out of this, and when they do that, they'll be blocking the street, and I don't want anything blocking my roundabouts. So we will put nothing there. Commercial we will put here and here. Here we will put residential. And let's give them up to here. And we are ready to let her rip. We will need more residential. I can pretty much guarantee that. Now, somebody said one of the problems with this game is that you will often get industry demanding that they do not have enough workers. Somebody has suggested that you just build too much housing, and that that you will have high unemployment, but it's kind of either one or the other. And I don't know if he had actually experimented and observed that in the game behavior. Ooh, we are building houses. Let's get down here and check. Yeehaw, we have houses. That's to say, I'm just loving this new graphics card. My old substandard graphics card, I got like one frame every 10 seconds, and then the game would crash. Now I am rocking at, and this, when you're down low, looking across the city, that is when it's most graphic intensive. And even at that, I'm getting like 70 frames per second. You can't see it, but I have a little indicator up in the top left corner that tells me my frame rate. It doesn't record onto the video. But we have houses. We have a population of 98. And for some reason you don't start seeing people. I guess they're all getting unpacked or getting their stuff. You don't actually see people until you start getting commercial areas built. We've got commercial. They have a place to shop. Oh, they can go eat at the Big Bite. With a tree in the parking lot. You know, I really don't think... Oh, it won't let me select that tree. I don't want to bulldoze the... I was going to get rid of that tree form, but it looks like I can't. We now have a place that serves ice cream, so you can get something after your Big Bite meal. So I'm going to have a city full of fatties, because they eat nothing but fast food and ice cream. Sallies. And this looks like a grocery store. And it looks like we have industry being built. All right, the backbone of the community. Industry providing jobs and consumer goods. And yes, we have a factory. Wow, they have stuff hanging out back. We've got another factory. Okay, we should have some traffic. Let's pause the game. We have a guy out walking his dog. Now, one of my favorite modifications, and one that will work with this new update, is the first-person camera, which lets us click on this, and all of a sudden we are the guy. And we can walk through our city. And now the game was not made to be viewed up this close, so the graphics kind of fall apart at this level. But it's really neat. Here we have a semi-truck in the distance, heading to a factory. There he goes. Yeehaw! But, it's like I want to stop following this guy. Stop it. See, I can do that. That's quite a pain. I know there's another way. Oh, and this guy is headed to the interstate, hauling. Let's see what he's hauling. Nothing. It looks like he was dropping off ore for one of my industries. And see, that's, you want to develop your own mining, which is why I want to see my natural resources, because I want to start my own mining industry so I don't have to import. Because if you can provide all your own raw materials, it's much better for your economy. If you can export, if you have more than you can use and export, that's even better. No traffic light there. Now I do want to check. Now this is one of my favorite modifications. And this is one that, okay, it works. This one allows you can pick segments of streets, and you can limit, specifically for me, I want to make sure cargo trucks do not go through my residential areas. That works, but it does not work with one of my other traffic control modifications. But the people who made the modifications are hard at work to fix it. Very good eye candy. You have particle systems at work here, generating smoke out of your smokestacks. And again, that's one of the things that, seeing as how the traffic artificial intelligence is far from perfect, I don't know if I would have spend all my clock cycles on making smoke out of the smokestack that you don't even see from up here. Now, I'm sure from up here it stops generating it. But I think I would get the basic mechanics of the game. And like I say, it's just Monday morning quarterbacking, but also every neighborhood is a middle-class neighborhood. You either provide the neighborhood with schools and parks and fire and police and whatever the things they need, and it's a middle-class neighborhood, or you don't provide them with those things and everybody moves out. I would like to see I'd like to see you be able to zone areas as either low, medium, or high income, or make 4 or 5 different income levels, because it's just not realistic to have a city where every neighborhood is middle class. And it's like, okay, we might be striving for a class-free society, but it's not going to happen. You know, not only is it not realistic, but it has been tried in the course of human history many times. the end result always being the same. For some reason, people think that people will produce goods and services just to do it, just to help society. And it doesn't work. There's either a carrot or a stick. If you take away the carrot, that is money, the only way to get production is to use the stick. Which is why these classless societies where everybody's equal, the main function of management is to walk up and down the assembly lines with a rubber hose, beating people to get them to work harder. But I digress. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end this now. I'm going to build up some more. I'll be back. Like I say, this is going to be... Oh, I've made a little hamlet. I get elementary schools, medical clinics, and the landfill site, which is very important. Well, let's go ahead and let's add a couple of things. Let's give them a landfill, which obviously goes in the industrial sector. Yeah, I guess we can just plop a landfill right here. Let us, I think a medical clinic, if I run out of money, I may not have enough to give them everything. And now these green roads tell you the scope of your, in this case, medical clinic. Let's put it over here. You can have some areas on the fringe, especially at the beginning. Now, do I have? Yes, I have enough for a school. You definitely want to do not skimp on education, because one of the keys to a successful city is moving from polluting industry to office-based industries, which don't pollute or make noise. So we have all that. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot one of the most important things, my budget. At the beginning, you can turn down your budget for electricity and water, because obviously we have this coal plant that will serve a city of, I don't know, 20, 30, 40,000. See my available electricity? I've been wasting money here. Let's just turn that down. I've been throwing away a lot of money here because I've been basically babbling when I should be. Now I have to turn it up. And it's amazing how incredibly hard it is to actually play one of these games while commenting. I mean, maybe some people have the skill, but to me it's like patting your head and rubbing your stomach at the same time. It's just, I get to talking and I stop working on my game, or I'm working on the game and I'm just sitting here like a zombie or muttering to myself or some other kind of incoherence. But anyways, I think I'm going to add, even though they haven't built on all this, I am showing a little bit of demand for housing. And I'm going to test the theory that that you can prevent your factories shutting down from a lack of employees by just having too many people, and that you, not enough money. Okay, we'll just build that out to there. But anyways, I'm not going to bore you with all every detail of the city, because I mean it takes months to build a city up. But I'm just going to, once I get this little area filled, I should have residents up and down here, industry over here, some commercial up here, and maybe when I get to the point where I unlock bus routes, I'll jump back in and do another video showing all my bus routes and how I set up that infrastructure. Well, let us go ahead and save the game. And the name of my city is Coolsville. I've already got a save here because I had had saved it previously, and now one of the modifications, for some reason, just between earlier today and today, one of my modifications, the one that lets me use the entire map, stopped working. So I gave a bug report to the guy who makes the modification. Maybe they'll get that fixed. But I hate just starting out with one little area and then you got to buy other areas as you go. But anyways, that wraps it up for this video, and I will see you on our next episode.